I'm a massive, massive India bull. But if you're looking at it, I think even anything less than 12 months, I think you're kind of missing the picture. I think what's going on there is very different. And I always kind of think of it as a baby China in essence, right? Okay. Not that it's going to go on the same pathway. They're obviously very different markets, but they have a lot of similarities. Yeah. You know, within the next 10 years, India will have a bigger population than China. Next year, it'll probably be the second year in a row where India grows more than China, GDP-wise. The inflection point from going from about 1,500 GDP per capita to 3,000 is a lot quicker and easier than, let's say, China going from 7.5, 8 to, 15, 16,000. So there's a lot of low-hanging fruit. Structurally bearish commodities have been for a while. I think every time I've gotten on here, and India's a net importer of commodities, so lower commodities is better.
Good for them,
right?
Sure. Good for
them.
And
as we were talking about again during the segment there, I'm a big fan of Rajan. I think he's hands down one of the best central bankers out there.
Yeah.
And at least that makes me comfortable on the monetary kind of policy side.
He's got to be going for a second term though to do what he needs to get done.
Yes. Yeah. If they got rid of him or if something happened there, then that would be a big, big minus. Yeah. And I think a lot of definitely foreign investors looking at it would be very kind of cautious about that.
Meantime, though, long term you're bullish on the India story. You like it a lot. Right now, though, okay, with debt, we talked about that with Raghuram Rajan. The whole business cycle, the capex cycle, is ground to a dead stop, right? Corporates in India are going like, oh, hold on, I'm not sure what this government is trying to do.
Sure.
Right? What do you do then if you want exposure long term?
Well, you just pick up ETFs. I'm talking, this is like, when we're talking to clients, I'm saying 3, 5, 10 years is the horizon. This is not something for...
ETFs, passive, fire and forget, just wait.
Absolutely. Put it in the drawer, pay as low fees as possible on it, and, I think you could be looking at 3, 5, 10 times your return on a 5 to 10 year time frame. That's how structurally bullish I am on it. It's a very high conviction call. Okay. But as you also pointed out, it has a history of execution risk, right? Yeah. But from my perspective, sometimes when you look at a trade idea or an investment idea, any kind of decision sometimes in life, it's about a layer cake of different things going for it. And the more things you have going for it, the less chance of it being messed up.
Okay, all right, just very curious. On the rupee, right, only partially convertible, kind of like China as well. Sure. Where do you see that going?
What horizon are we talking? Just like...
Say 12 months.
So I think 12 months, it should... in fact, I think next year is actually interesting. I'm glad you brought this up. I think this year was very clear. It was the U.S. dollar. It was the bulldozer. It crushed everything. Yeah. And I think next year you're really going to have to choose your spots on being long the U.S. dollar, right? Versus, what else you're short. I think India could be one of the outperformers against the U.S. dollar next year, actually.
Outperformers against dollar?
Yeah, absolutely. but, people forget, the yield differential as well, right? Because they're still yielding, I believe the cash rate is maybe about 4% now in India, whereas the U.S. is still at 0. We'll see if it gets to 25 basis points or not in the next few weeks, but we'll see.